External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar starts his 4-day US visit today. He will attend the Quad Foreign Ministers meeting on July 1 to discuss Indo-Pacific issues and the next Quad Leader Summit. S. Jaishankar will also inaugurate an anti-terrorism exhibition titled The Human Cost of Terrorism at the United Nations headquarters, aiming to gain global support for India's fight against terrorism. His visit highlights India's role in regional security and global peace efforts. A big trade deal between India and the US is likely to be final soon, maybe within a week. This comes as Donald Trump plans to end the 90-day global tariff pause on July 9. India wants to protect its farmers. The US may allow Tesla and Auto Pass in India. In return, India Auto Pass may get tariff cuts in the US. Indian officials are now talking in Washington. India is fast-tracking a major defense project to launch 52 satellites for strong space surveillances. This 26,968 crore rupees plan will boost national security with real-time satellite images. ISRO will launch 21 satellites and private firms will spend 31. The first launch is in April 2026, all by 2029. These satellites will help the Army, Navy and Air Force detect threats early across borders and the Indian Ocean. In Bangladesh, people are angry after 21 years old Hindu woman was raped at gunpoint by BNP leader Fozor Ali and his group filmed it. The video went viral, sparking protests by Hindu groups and Dhaka University students. Sajib Ahmed blamed Mohammad Yunus' interim government for rising crimes against minorities. A gang rape at Kolkata Law College has shocked West Bengal, causing public anger and political tensions. BJP blamed Mamata Banerjee's government for poor law and order. Suvendu Adhikari lead a protest saying women are unsafe. BJP demanded strict punishment and Mamata resignation. Statewide protests continue with growing public outrage. In Uttar Pradesh, Prayagraj, Chandrasekhar Azad was placed under house arrest on Sunday while going to meet victims in Kaushambi. Around 5,000 supporters protested, damaged police vehicle and threw stones. 15 people were injured. Over 20 supporters were detained. Police warned of strict actions. Azad was later moved to Varanasi. The Indian government has asked all states and union territories to finalize changes in town, villages or district boundaries by December 31, 2025. This is to prepare for the 2027 census. The first phase called house listing began on April 1, 2026. No changes will be allowed till March 2027. Thousands of bike taxi drivers and their families in Karnataka started a hunger protest on Sunday. They want the government to lift the ban on two-wheeler passenger services. Protests took place in Bengaluru, Mysore, Mandya, Davanagere and Ramanagara. Riders said the ban is unfair and hurting their daily income. They questioned why delivery bikes are allowed but not passenger bikes. They urged CM Siddharamaiah government to change the policy. The protest was led by Bike Taxi Welfare Association. Drivers said they have no income and may be forced to beg. They warned of indefinite strike soon. The Indian Navy stealth frigate INS Tabar quickly responds to a distress call from oil tanker MT Yishing 6. The tanker catches fire in its engine room and loses all power while sailing from Kandla to Oman with 14 Indian crew members. INS Tabar sends 5 fighter teams by boat and helicopter. 30 Navy personnel joined the 5 tanker crew to control the fire. The Navy confirmed the fire is now under control and a major disaster is prevented. This successful operation highlights India's strong and naval power and quick action to protect Indian sailors in the sea. The Indian Army along with the BSF stopped a big infiltration attempt by the Jaish-e-Mohammed terrorists near the LOC in Rajouri Gambhir area. The Pakistani guide named Mohammad Arif Ahmed from POK was caught. 4 to 5 armed terrorists tried to enter through dense forest but were forced to return. The army found Pakistani currency and a mobile phone. The capture guide said the Pakistani army sent him to help the terrorists. They confirmed they were carrying arms and ammunition. He is now being questioned. The army said their quick action stopped the attack and may have injured the terrorist. Another Air India flight had trouble. Flight AI 357 from Tokyo to Delhi had a cabin heat issue. It was diverted to Kolkata and landed safely. Air India confirmed this. The technical team is now checking the plane for faults. On Monday, Iranian Grand Ayatollah Makarem Shirazi gave a strong fatwa against threats to Supreme Leader Khamenei and top Shia clerics. He called Trump and Netanyahu enemy of Islam. He said threatening Iran's Islamic leader is a big sin. He urged Muslim unity and warned that helping such enemies is haram and punishable by God. He called attackers muharib, a death penalty crime. US President Donald Trump said he will not extend the 90-day pause on tariffs after July 9. He warned that countries without trade deals with the US will face 25% to 50% tariffs. In a Fox News interview, he also talked about the possible TikTok deal, tensions with China, recent Iran attacks, and a strong immigration campaign. Iran's nuclear program may restart soon, UN nuclear chief Rafael Grossi said Iran can enrich uranium again within months. US and Israeli airstrike damaged sites in Fordo, Natanz and Isfahan, but Iran's nuclear experts and knowledge remain strong. Grossi warned Iran still has the ability. Iran claimed its program is peaceful, but some uranium was likely moved earlier. Canada has decided to cancel the 3% digital service tax on the US tech giants like Amazon and Google. This move comes just 2 days after Donald Trump called the tax an attack on America and ended trade talks. Under strong US pressure, Canada stepped back. The finance minister said this aims to restart talks to reach the deal by July 2021.